Fields with time, looking, going for Mooney, over the shoulder. Pass is caught. Herbert, 45, 40, 35, 30, and a first down for the Bears. Back to throw, stepping up, hit. Ball is out. Off the football. Giants recover inside the 40-yard line of the Bears. And the Bears' plan did not come to fruition.
And Bears seemed like mirror images of each other going into the game, but after the clock hit zero, it was the Giants who showed more progress. Hello and welcome into Sports Sunday alongside Mike Berman. I'm Layla Rahimi.
Cairo Santos couldn't play, but it wasn't the place kicking that was the problem because his fill-in, Michael Badgley, hit all 4 of his field goals. No, the problem was the Bears didn't find the end zone, something a football team on the road might have been able to overcome in 1922. Not so much in 2022. But hey, at least we're starting the highlights with a cute Bears fan.
Aww.
And I bet he's wondering why none of his favorite players are anywhere close to Daniel Jones. In the first, the bootleg completely fooling the defense, and the Giants QB gives his team a 7-3 lead. Major progress in the Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney department. Pretty 56-yard bomb here. Mooney had 94 receiving yards. Fields threw for 174. He throws for no yards here. Fumble in the second. Bears were driving, but the Giants take over. Next play, Saquon Barkley rips off a 29-yard run. He had 146 on the ground. The Giants had 262 rushing yards as a team, including 68 by Jones, who got another uncontested touchdown later in the half. Giants up 14-6.
Yeah, rollouts are a thing you should defend. Bears get a real shot in the fourth quarter. Tyrod Taylor goes back to throw, and he is picked off by Eddie Jackson. That is interception number 3 of the season. So the Bears continue to be undefeated when he has a pick. Bears get another chance just before the 2-minute warning, but Velus Jones Jr. fumbles the punt.
Oof.
Bears are now 12-1 when Jackson has a turnover. Giants win 20-12.
We just need everybody to do their job. Blocking, making the right protection calls, routes at the right depth, everything.
Like I wanted to last week to be a playmaker for my team. Wasn't that much of a playmaker to get the dub, so it really doesn't matter what I did.
They just made some great plays. Of course, we lost containment clearly, giving up, bootleg, stuff like that. So I think they just had some great play calls or made some, some plays, some improv, whatever it may have been, and made them work. But that's on defense. You can't give up stuff like that.
There you go. That's what the Bears thought about the loss. Time to get Josh Schrock's thoughts now. Our Bears insider over at NBC Sports Chicago, joining us from beautiful East Rutherford, New Jersey. Josh, let's start where we always do, with Justin Fields. Granted, the bar's very low, but the numbers a little bit better today than they had been the first 3 games of the season, but still not good enough to get the Bears into the end zone. How would you evaluate Fields' play today?
Yeah, Mike, I think progress is progress. Fields looked more confident. He was more accurate. The Bears had 3 explosive pass plays of over 20 yards. But like you said, lacking consistency. They went 0 for 3 in the red zone. And eventually, everyone from Fields to the O-line and the receivers are going to have to get more consistent if the Bears want to challenge better teams in the NFL.
And here was a big problem. Fields was sacked 6 times. It felt like he was hit hard 10 times that many. What can the Bears do to protect him better, especially now that Cody Whitehair may be missing some time after injuring his knee in this game?
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem going forward. I thought once Whitehair went out, Dexter Lawrence really had his way with Lucas Patrick and Sam Musfer inside. Fields took a ton of hits, especially 2 big hits on that gadget play at the end. He said after the game that he feels he's done a lot better job this year than last at avoiding big hits, but it's clear the Bears have to find a way to either max protect more or find a way to get Fields out of harm's way, or else it could be a shorter season.
It just feels like every time he gets out of the box and runs, you're wincing just waiting for him to get hurt, and we certainly hope that never happens. Defensively, the Bears could not stop the run. 262 yards allowed, their most since 2013. Saquon Barkley had his way. Daniel Jones was running like Mike Vick. That is not a Matt Eberflus, Alan Williams defense right there. What did the D have to say about it?
Yeah, like you said, really the hits principle was MIA today. A week after the defense thought they took a step forward with the tackling and fundamentals, Eddie Jackson told me he thought they took a step backward. Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith called this a look in the mirror game for the defense. They were not fundamental. They lost contain on Daniel Jones several times. They knew Saquon Barkley was going to get the ball a lot, and it did not matter today. And it just boils down to this defense, which prides itself on takeaways, just did not make the plays it needed to help a struggling offense.
Hey, by the way, before you go, Josh, what took longer, this segment or the final play of the game today?
Definitely the final play of the game, and I think it's still going on behind me.
Yeah, we're still counting how many laterals were out there. Josh, thanks so much. Travel safe back here, and we appreciate it.
Bob Nightingale from USA Today is reporting Tony La Russa is expected to announce his retirement tomorrow. La Russa hadn't managed the team since August 28th. He left just before the game on August 29th, citing medical advice from his doctors. Nightingale told White Sox postgame live what information he got next.
No, he was in great spirits and, met the team in Oakland, flew back with the team. He was ready to come back soon. And then, some more health problems. He had some more procedures. I don't know what those were. And I think doctors said, with all this groin and stuff, grueling time to be a manager, this isn't the best for you.
We have more on the White Sox from Ozzie Guillen. He gives his managerial opinion and has some candid words about Tony La Russa.
And as the Cubs say goodbye to another season at Wrigley Field, Wilson Contreras says a likely goodbye to the only fan base he's known. Plus, the coach is in the house. Dave Wannstedt stops by to break down some of the key plays that led to the Bears' second loss. Don't go anywhere. Sports Sunday coming right back.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. We're days away from the 44th running of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Whether you're running or cheering on friends and family, we encourage you to download the Bank of America Chicago Marathon app powered by Tata Consultancy Services. The free mobile app includes everything you'll need to be prepared for a great race weekend experience. If you're towing the start line on race day, we encourage you to download the 2022 Bank of America Chicago Marathon Participant Guide. This guide will serve as a step-by-step manual to assist participants during race week. If you can't make it to Chicago for race day, catch all the excitement here on NBC 5 and Telemundo Chicago. Live TV coverage and web streaming of the race will kick off at 7 a.m. on Sunday, October 9th. We look forward to cheering on everyone as they chase their goals through the streets of Chicago.
This Bank of America Chicago Marathon moment is sponsored by Abbott. Life to the fullest.
26.2 miles that push you to the limit of what's possible. To prove that at our healthiest, there's no telling how far we can go. Join Abbott as we celebrate the runners of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon, one of the premier races of the Abbott World Marathon Majors. Because wherever we are on life's journey, with good health, we are unstoppable.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing, 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early, giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees, and helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Because CarX don't take the weekends off, neither do we.
And don't wait until Monday to get the help you need now.
At Lerner Row, we're available to take your call 24/7.
And get you the help you need right now.
Lerner Row are the lawyers for you. Call 222-2222.
Now handling Zentek cases.
Restructured pork patty sandwich. Arby's Real Country Style Rib Sandwich. Old, new. Oh, man. Oh, man. Arby's, we have the meat.
If the reports are correct and Tony La Russa does retire tomorrow, it will cap off a disappointing 2 years, heading into a team that is largely considered to have underachieved.
It all started out smoothly last season with a runaway division title, but then the White Sox got bounced in the playoffs, and this year was a complete disaster. Ozzie Guillen does his best to summarize La Russa's second stint on the South Side.
Obviously, it was a bad year for him just because I don't think the players respond for him. Obviously, make a few mistakes. I think he built a little thing off in the clubhouse. I don't was pretty pleased about it. And now, obviously, comes his health issue. But meanwhile, I think, remember, this guy went to the playoff, and he was a great manager for a year. All of a sudden, just because so many things happened this year, including injuries, he could be the manager he wanted to be for the White Sox.
Sox are holding a press conference tomorrow afternoon, so more to come. Meantime, Lance Lynn ended his season with a great start. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 Ks, and a win to finish the year 8-7. How about this? Elvis Andrus in the 6th. That thing is in the 3rd deck at Petco. Southsiders win 2-1. They've got 3 home games left against the Twins. Speaking of home games, the Cubs playing their last of the season at Wrigley. They're already up 3-0 in the first when Nelson Velasquez doubles to left to score a pair. Northsiders get a high 5 in that first inning, and that was plenty for Marcus Stroman, who wrapped up his season with a gem. 6 innings, 7 Ks, no runs allowed.
Wow.
In the 8th, David Ross pinch runs for Wilson Contreras. The Cubs catcher gets a standing ovation as he heads to the dugout. Very cool moment in what's likely his final home game as a Cub. Northsiders win their 7th in a row, and Contreras definitely felt the love.
It means a lot to me. That's why I wanted to come back and play this whole week. Because I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if it's going to be my last game with the Cubs or not, because I play in one of the best fan bases in baseball, and they make this place special. I just wanted to take my moment out there and appreciate where I played for the last 6 years.
And the Cubs will wrap up their season with 3 games on the road against the Reds starting tomorrow.
See positivity there in the passing game. I think we ran the ball relatively well today, but I do see progression during practice, and I saw progress today. That's a defense that has a lot of pressure, and we still got the ball down the field, which was a positive to me. That's going to open up some more things for us.
Coach Dave Wanstead is here to go over some film. We brought him to the studio, and we had some progress, Coach, because the Bears ran a successful screen on 3rd down for key yardage. It feels good to say it. 3rd and 20 in the 2nd quarter. It was that screen to Khalil Herbert that picked up 24 yards. What did you see?
Yeah, there aren't many plays for 3rd down and 20. We know that. But I'll tell you what, to run it, 2 things have to happen. The coaches did a great job of anticipating what are the Giants going to do on defense. They thought they'd be in man coverage, and they thought they would blitz them. So a good call is the screen, and then we're going to take a look here and watch the execution. Okay, so now the ball's run. Watch how many rushers. Here comes the blitzers. They're in man coverage. You can see right there, we got 5 blitzers coming. Now it's the quarterback's job, Justin, to get the ball to the running back, Herbert. So once the ball was thrown, watch what happens on the blockers. Right here, this is the linebacker that has Herbert man-to-man. Great job by Cody White here in the offensive line of making that block. Then he springs the block. Now your running back is kind of on his own. He's got to make the cut, but there's never a long run, pass, or just a run play without the receivers doing a good job of blocking down the field. And right here, Massette, look at him. He's got the guy blocked, and we get the 1st down. It's a successful play. So good call by the coaches, really good execution by the Bears.
So nice to see downfield blocking.
Yes, yes.
It feels good to even discuss it. Now, the Bears defense, as we know, struggled with bootlegs and play action in this game. First quarter is a good example. 1st and 10 at the Bears' 34-yard line. Daniel Jones to Daniel Bellinger for 12 yards. Tell me what was going through your mind when you saw this play.
Okay, let me set it up right here, okay? This play, you just said it. This is the play what they love running the football with, and they love the play-action pass. In fact, if they don't throw the ball, the quarterback kept this same play. He kept the ball twice and ran it in for touchdowns. So here's the whole premise behind it. The running back makes it look like it's an outside running play. These guys have to play the run. Look at the quarterback right here. Does he have the ball or doesn't he? Brisker right here has this tight end. You've got to stay with your guy. He starts peeking in the backfield. He's looking at the quarterback. Uh-oh, did he hand it off? Does the quarterback have it? By the time he reacts, like you said, Layla, there goes our guy right here, Bellinger, the tight end. He sneaks out behind our defender, Brisker, and it really gives the quarterback an easy throw for, an easy first down right there. He was their leading receiver. He caught 3 balls, and when we did cover him, he kept it and ran it in. So that play gave us a lot of problems today.
Eddie Jackson, credit him with at least the tackle when he had to make it right there.
Eddie's playing good. I think he's getting back into his old form again.
And unfortunately, the Bears drop a game finally when he has an interception. But Wani, I want to ask you this too. There was a lot of talk about the passing game last week. The Bears, as we know, last in the league. So what did you think of the Bears passing game today?
Well, Justin Fields, when he drops back, let's just be honest, he doesn't have much time to do anything. And it concerns me a little bit because he's starting to look at the rush rather than look for the receivers. That's a bad thing. So when they do throw the ball, what happened today? When they hit Mooney on that long play, they kept the tight end in. They kept the fullback in. It was almost what I would call a maximum protection. Hey, let's block everybody up and get 1 or 2 receivers out and give Justin a chance to throw the ball at least down the field. And it was a success. Personally, I'd like to see them do it 2 deep balls in the first half, 2 deep balls in the second half with maximum protection.
Coach Wanstead, thank you for the knowledge, the energy, the perspective, and the time.
Anytime, Layla.
And thanks for bringing that beautiful 3-piece suit, Wani. We love it. Time to go around the division. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers hosting New England. Bailey Zappi in for Mac Jones. Layla, is that a real person?
Yes.
I'm not convinced.
I don't know. They scored a touchdown.
Pats have the lead there in the 3rd. Then Rodgers to Romeo Doubs in the 4th for his 500th touchdown pass. Just the 5th in league history to do it. Goes to overtime, and Mason Crosby wins it for the Packers 27-24. All right, now get your tea and your cucumber sandwiches out because it's the Vikings and Saints in London. Is that a bad accent?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Saints started Andy Dalton, but that's Taysom Hill putting him ahead in the 4th. Then the Vikings answer. Look at Justin Jefferson on the jet sweep. Defense fooled, looking like the Bears.
No, that's
Minnesota retakes the lead. Final seconds, Vikings by 3. Will Lutz from 61 to tie it, but it double doinks. That evil laugh you hear somewhere is from Cody Party. Yes, someone else did it. It's not just me. Vikings survived 28-25.
Seahawks and Lions, it had a lot of points. Let's go to the 4th quarter. Jared Goff connecting with TJ Hawkinson to cut Seattle's lead to 41-38, but the Seahawks would answer. How about this on 3rd and 5? Rashad Penny, 41 yards. He had 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 48-38 Seahawks. And then the Lions try for the onside kick. They can't get it. Seattle wins 48-45. Let's take a look at the NFC North standings. And the Vikings and Packers both are now 3-1. Packers beat the Vikings, so they're in 1st. Bears are now 500, and the Lions are 1-3, 0-1 in the division. Next on Sports Sunday, Lonzo Ball tells us the painful details of his injury. And what also might be painful is what happens without him on the Bulls.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes part of what makes you great is your bold confidence. Definitely the case for one South Suburban High School wrestler. His story on the way when Sports Sunday continues.
The Volkswagen Taos. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the 2022 Taos, starting at $23,495. Limited inventory available.
Toby, what's wrong? I changed the filter. We need a new furnace? Who do we call? Four Seasons.
Call Four Seasons for a free estimate on a new furnace from $39 per month. Furnace and AC combos from $57 per month. Plus interest-free financing for 72 months. We'll beat any competitor's estimate by up to $500.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. When I was a young girl, I was trafficked, drugged, and raped. The traffickers forced me to have multiple abortions. Last year, I begged Governor Pritzker to preserve the right of parents to know if their daughters were about to undergo an abortion. Governor Pritzker didn't listen to me, but I hope that you will.
Are you a referee?
Apple, Omaha,
illegal substitution.
Pylon.
Interception.
How many words? Break it into words.
Oh, I know it. Helmet catch.
Stop guessing the helmet catch.
Isn't the Caesars Sportsbook app with Caesars rewards where the more you play, the more stuff you earn, and they have fast payouts because Caesar is the man?
Yes! Is that a thing? What?
How is that even possible?
Nice job, Coach.
It's 27 words.
Worst clues ever.
Pretty obvious.
Impossible.
Who guesses that? Hoover's my favorite, Archie.
Did you know Darren Bailey runs a school? And they use quite the curriculum, the same one that taught lessons like women in the workforce have been harmful to America. Evolution isn't real. Dinosaurs and humans were definitely on Earth at the same time. Gay people have no more claims to special rights than child molesters or rapists. The majority of slaveholders treated their slaves well. Class dismissed. Darren Bailey is too extreme for Illinois.
It's a lovely day to... Cars built with safety in mind, even for those guys. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the spacious 2022 Atlas. Limited inventory available.
Really can't run, so can't run or jump. So there's like a range from like 30 to 60 degrees when my knee is bent that I have like no force. And I can't catch myself. So it's every day, even, going upstairs and stuff, it's still painful. So like I said, it's definitely something I've never dealt with. Even the doctors are a little surprised about it a little bit, but we're all working together to figure this thing out.
Boy, it's hard not to be worried when you hear Lonzo Ball talk about his left knee. Bulls point guard again had it operated on this past Wednesday. The Bulls said it was successful surgery. For now, he's out indefinitely. And Casey Johnson, our Bulls insider over at NBC Sports Chicago, says the team is going to miss his play on both ends of the floor.
You can make the argument, Mike, and Layla, that he's the best two-way player on the roster. And so when you're losing that and taking that out of the equation, it's going to significantly impact your team's long-term chances. I do think in the short term, this roster obviously is glutted with guards, and they do have the backcourt depth to probably withstand it in the short term. The question mark, obviously, is you don't know what version of Lonzo Ball you're going to get whenever he does come back.
The rest of the Bulls began training camp last week. Their first game of the preseason is on Tuesday against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Bulls were bounced in the first round of the playoffs last year by the Bucks, and Zach LaVine and Arturas Karnisovas both embraced heightened expectations.
I mean, if they're not high, then, what are we doing here? Obviously we're a team that, held a top-seeded record in the East all the way until, a little bit after All-Star break. Made our first playoff berth, got our feet wet, but, our expectations have to be really high. So I think we need to, if we're not thinking we can compete for championships, we're selling ourselves short.
We were not surprised that we made a playoffs. A lot of people were surprised, nor we should be surprised to make the playoffs this year. But what we want to see is obviously improvement.
Hey, did you know that there was preseason hockey in Milwaukee and the Blackhawks were there?
What?
They played the Wild. Second period, scoreless. Connor Dewar has a breakaway. Hits Peter Mrazek. And then we go to the third period. 2-0 Wild. Hawks turn it over in their end. And then Brandon Duhaime lights the lamp. The Wild win 3-0. Just the preseason, don't stress.
Yeah, tell us about the expectations for the Hawks season, Layla.
Don't worry about that right
Or we just skip that.
Free.
One final timeout, but stick around. You're about to meet a high school wrestler from the south suburbs who's ranked #1 in the nation.
NBC Sports Chicago. It's on. Chicago. Chicago.
It's on.
Pre-game, post-game. Every game. NBC Sports Chicago.
Don't forget the name.
It's on.
Be a story they'll talk about tomorrow.
The one that gives us even more to celebrate.
Be visible.
Be the next story told.
Every time.
You think she's still awake?
Don't worry. Stealth mode?
Yeah.
Shh.
Don't PTA meetings end at 9?
Oh, got lost.
Wait. What'd you guys talk about?
The
Math.
libraries.
Fine, you can drive to practice this weekend.
Well, that was easy.
The Lexus RX, built for modern families.
Get special offers on the 2022 RX 350.
.2 miles that push you to the limit of what's possible. To prove that at our healthiest, there's no telling how far we can go. Join Abbott as we celebrate the runners of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon, one of the premier races of the Abbott World Marathon Majors. Because wherever we are on life's journey, with good health, we are unstoppable.
Honey, I think it's time we sell the car.
I agree, but it's such a hassle.
Hold my latte.
Yeah, about 10,000. 15 minutes, not 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not 25. How about $25,000 sold it your way.
Autos Today, where dealers bid and you win. Download the app, post your car, and get offers in minutes.
For closers.
Visit autostoday.com.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $200 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Welcome back. A few weeks ago, Nasir Bailey made a trip to Ann Arbor, Michigan with a big opportunity. Win at Flow Wrestling's Who's Number One tournament, and he'd be the top-ranked wrestler in the country at 138 pounds. He won, which is impressive to just about everyone. But for Bailey, you'll see why.
There's lots of reasons people love a sport. The reason Nasir Bailey loves wrestling? That's pretty simple.
If I was the best basketball player, I'd play basketball, but I'm not. I'm the best wrestler, so I wrestle.
The accolades back up the bravado. State champ as a freshman at TF North. State champ as a sophomore in Texas during the pandemic. And last year, state champ back in the area at his current school, Rich Township.
As soon as the lights hits him, he's a gamer. And as you heard, he's a winner, and that's 100% true.
Just like 4 others in the family, his grandpa, uncle, and 2 brothers all won state titles in Illinois.
If they won state, I couldn't be the only one not to win state. So I feel like I always want to match the standard or be better than it.
Even before Nasir got into the sport at 5 years old, his mom says he was putting on gear and walking around their house in a wrestling stance. His dad says very simply, he was born to wrestle.
He's like Bobby Fischer, and we just all in this, we're talking to him about wrestling, and he's like 10 steps ahead of us, right? We're having these conversations with him about wrestling, and he's already figured it out before we said it, right? So I think that is true. I think he's a genius as far as wrestling.
A genius with a chance to win 4 state wrestling titles. Not that he has any doubt.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, like, if it's not, then if I don't speak it into existence, then nobody will.
Oh, my bad. Don't worry about it. We gotta put that one in there. Matt burned there.
Oh,
Got
nice.
kicked in the camera. Nice job by Matt, as always. All right, finally, you heard me joke with Josh about that last play in the Bears game, but we got to show it to you.
We do. We usually end the show on a light note, and at least we can have a laugh at this
A lot of laughs.
play. The Bears had a final shot to make something happen on the last play.
Hey, 2-yard completion for Justin Fields.
Hey, there were a lot of completions, actually.
Because car wrecks don't take the weekends off, neither do we.